from the Lord again. And as I was working through this past week, I was reminded elsewhere in our Bible of someone who said, "No, I won't," when Jesus said, "Yes, you will." Any ideas who that is? Anybody? It's Peter. Peter. You'll remember the scene. You'll remember the scene. Jesus is there with his disciples. He's there on the night that he's going to be betrayed into the hands of the religious authorities. And Jesus says to his little group, he brings them close, his little group of followers, and he says, "You will all fall away." And then there's Peter, and Peter is there, and he says, "No, I won't. Everybody else is, Jesus, but I'm not. I'm really close to you, Jesus. In fact, I'm never going to fall away. In fact, I'm so close to you, Jesus, I'm like an octopus stuck to your face. I'm never going to leave you, Jesus. I'm going to stick with you through thick and thin." Every one of you, Jesus says, is going to mess up. Every one of you is going to make a complete mess of it. And then we are there just like Peter. We're making all sorts of these grandiose statements about how good we are, how wonderful we are, how faithful we are, how it's never going to happen to us. It's going to happen to somebody else, not us. And then within hours of saying those things, life jostles us. Life bumps us. We don't get our own way. And we're cursing, and we're denying ever knowing Jesus. And you remember what happened next. At the end of it all, Peter realizes what he's done. And he breaks down and he weeps. In Peter's life, pride had to be humbled. In Jonah's life, pride had to be humbled. And it's at that moment in Peter's life, when he weeps, he breaks down, we see a repentant Peter. And what's wonderful about the story is that when we get to chapter 16 in Mark's gospel, at the empty tomb, there is the young man speaking to the women who arrive at the tomb on Easter Sunday. And the man is there speaking to them, and he says to them, "Do not be alarmed. You seek Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He's risen. He's not here. See the place where they laid him, but go, tell his disciples," and I love this next part. Go tell his disciples and tell Peter. Go find Peter. Tell Peter and tell Peter that he's going before them to Galilee. Jesus is going before them to Galilee, that there's a second chance for his disciples. And you know what? There's a second chance for Peter. That despite his